and welcome to Stitches and Jacks. You're most welcome to come and join me. Pull up a chair, sit on the couch, have a drink of your choice, and let's just have some crafty chat. I'm going to try and keep this podcast shorter, under the hour. So let's see how we go. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I'd like to welcome all my lovely new subscribers. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your company with me. Absolutely made up, blown away. Anybody wants to join me, and thank you for all my lovely viewers that continue to watch me and leave me lovely comments. So thank you very much. Where can you find me? You can find me at Stitches and Jacks on Ravelry. You can find me Stitches and Jacks on Instagram, and you can find me here. So if you're watching, yeah, you'll have found me. So welcome. It's Tuesday evening. I think it's about 20 to 7. So I've been out for the day. Been to get my second COVID injection, and the highlight of my day was because it's not far from my mum's, was to go to my mum. I went into her house because we're allowed to go into her house. Oh, we had a hug and a cuddle and a few tears, and I tried not to cry, but I couldn't help it. As soon as, I might be 55 and an old girl, but yeah, I still need a hug from my mum, and she still needs a hug from me. And we've been so good. We really have. She's fully vaccinated, as is her husband, my stepdad, as is my husband, and I've had my second one today. And I said, "Do you think it'll be all right?" And she was like, "Yes, let's just do it. We're officially allowed to do it." Oh my word, yeah. So that was good. So yeah, I think you can tell I'm just beaming. So that's where we've been today. So let's get on with everything, shall we? And let's see how good I am at keeping to my word and not chatting too much. Right, I said I wanted to start something a little bit different. I wanted to start with the mal. I'm running a mal, a make along, and it is for any whips and kits, and it can be of any craft that you would like, whether it be knitting, crocheting, sewing, quilting, anything. Just put it in there. We're on Ravelry, and as I've explained before, I'm not very good on Ravelry. I do find it very difficult to navigate. At first I thought it was me when I tried a couple of years ago, but from conversations it isn't just me. So I have an entry for my mal. Not that I'm going to put it in the mal myself, but this is what I am working for anybody that is new. I bought this. I've got this book from the Works. So this is Luna Lapland's friend. So I'm making the fox, the Reynard's, the fox, and I bought the kit from Yarndale when I went in. Must have been 2018. Yeah, 2018. So he's lovely. And I'd got so far, I think I'd completed his head and his body. I think he had his legs on, but he just needed his arms and his tail. Wow. Da-da-da-da. Oh, where's his tail gone? He's sitting on it. All that hard work. There's his tail. So that's held on by a button. And there he is in his glory. And there's his beautiful tail. So I'm quite proud of him. And you know what? It was quite simple to do. The legs, I think I found a challenge. I had somebody help me. There's a special fixing that you have to make the limbs move. And for some reason I hadn't read the pattern properly, and I thought it was the same, and that's why I was putting it off, but you attach it by just a button. So yeah, so he looks quite a handsome chap, doesn't he? So he is finished. I've done his nose. I wouldn't say I'm particularly good about noses. I think his ear's slightly wonky, but he's been in the scuffle. But yeah, so he's lovely, and he is for somebody. He's going to be for a present, so that will be a Christmas present. So then I have to make his clothes. So he has a pair of culottes, like cord culottes, and a tweed jacket, and he's very posh. He has a cravat. So I thought I had bought pack for his clothes, but I couldn't find it, so then I went online, I ordered a pack, and then I found the pack that I'd lost. So that was the pack that I bought originally in the green, and there he is there, all dressed up, ready to go. And then I've ordered it in the blue. So you've got sort of his cravat, his culottes, and his jacket, his herringbone jacket. So I'm not 100% sure now. Now I've got a choice. It's difficult, but I think he would, my daughter, the recipient of my gift, would prefer the blue. So we'll see. So to enter the mail, as I say, it's on Ravelry, and you find it under Stitches and Jacks. So just go enter in there. I was going to draw the end. I'd originally planned March, June, September and December, I think, but I was so unorganised and didn't really understand Ravelry that we didn't draw till April. So I think I'm going to draw till July, so that gives you a good 6 weeks to put something in and finish it. So don't forget, if it's a whip, if it's a kit that you've got, I don't know if my kit's still up there or if it's full. Oh yes, it is. I've got an embroidery kit. I wanted to start to learn to embroider, and I think I bought that in 2018, last time I went to London, at Liberty's, and I've still not done it. So I need to do that, and that's a nice little summer project, sitting outside. If you can't use Ravelry or don't want to use Ravelry, go on to Instagram, put a starting picture, so it'll either be a project at some stage, and it's got to be at least, no more than 50% completed for a whip. And then if it's a kit that you've started, or even if it's unopened, just put that in as well. And that's at do this. You think of something and then you question yourself and you can't say it. I'll put it on the screen below. The hashtag. There is a hashtag for the whip, so I'll put that in, and we'll have that. So yeah, please join in. It'll be great fun. It'll be lovely to see all the different projects and the satisfaction that you get. I was so chuffed with myself. My husband come down this morning, hadn't even had his first cup of coffee, and I was like, look what I've done, look what I've done. I was saying the arms and the tail. I was like, lovely darling, let me have a coffee first. Right, finished objects. I've got a couple of three finished objects that I'd like to share with you today, but I'm going to have them in my different sections. I've been working on a cardigan. I started a cardigan about 3-4 weeks ago, and I was hoping to have it finished, and I have been quite monogamous, but I'm not going to finish. So that's why I've sort of been hanging on. Oh, plus the fact that I've had a really bad hay fever the last 2 weeks. So my apologies if you find it difficult to understand me. I'm hoping that I don't sound too snotty. I'm all dosed up, and I do feel so much better today. But if that's the reason, if I sound a bit like Darth Vader, that's why. So yes, my finished object for today is my dishcloth. And I've used Oxford cotton, and I'm doing a dawn now. I can't find my label, and that is Oxford cotton, and it's like a dusty pink. And even though I've made 1, 2, 3 with this. I can't say that I was that impressed. Whether it's to do with the dye on it, I don't know. So I've knitted this. Let me just put my bag, and I haven't got a picture to show you. And the reason I haven't got a picture is because it wouldn't let me print it off in one go, and it wouldn't let me print the picture. So it's called the Ripples dishcloth, and this is from the kitchen sink shop, and she is releasing a free pattern every month for a dishcloth. And if you do one every month, by the end of the year you'll have 12. So that is my dishcloth for this month. So that's quite textured. As you can see, I've got a nice little pile coming now. I'll just show you quickly, just for anybody that hasn't seen it. So I have the icicles. That was the first one. That's a different cotton. That's a James C. Brett, I think. And this is the Starcraft, the new one. This is the one for Valentine's Day, which that's beautiful. Now I'm thinking, rather than a dishcloth, I'm thinking maybe that would be better as like a face cloth. And then I swapped, and the texture on this is a lot better. And I really do. Yeah, really like this. This is a zigzag. So I like that one. I think yellow always makes you smile. So this is April's, and then, oh, I should have shown you May's, because I don't think I showed you May's before. And May's is, let me just check May's. Oh, bloom where you planted. So bloom where you planted. So that's May's, and that is in the Oxford cotton as well. So that's held its shape quite well. Whether it's because this is tinier, I don't know. She had actually knitted it in white, and I was going to, I thought, oh, I'll have a colour, and I'm wondering perhaps if I had white it would have been better. So yeah, halfway through the year already. That's just amazing, isn't it? As I think I've said this many times, it's just nice to have that little project, you know, hour and a bit, and you've got a finished object at the end. I'm just rustling, sorry. Right, yes. So that's finished objects, but there is some other stuff. You haven't just tuned in to see a dish. Test knitting. This seems to be a journey that I'm taking this year. I'm really enjoying it, and that's really boosted my confidence. So I've test knit for Lyndsey Tranter, Stitch Create Love, and I was working on the Carousel hat. So that's the pattern, and Lyndsey came up with the idea. I knitted the Carousel socks for her as a test knit, and I did them in Canoodle by Bow Street Yarn UK. Lyndsey had used, I think, a Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit's yarn, and she realised that she could, or she was given a challenge by Paula, I think, of Stitch by Mrs. D, to perhaps get a hat and some hand warmers out of them. So she did. So she came up with the Carousel hat. But because I had used one skein and a solid colour and had knitted them like that, I wasn't able to do that. So I used Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit's. So this is a vase of one zone, and this one here is the Liberty Yarn Club for. Where's it from? Let me just look at the label. Might have been May that it came, and it was just so beautiful. I just had to cast both of them on, and then I was able to knit up this beautiful hat. So I did a pom-pom, and this is what I've made, finished it, and it is beautiful. I don't know whether to put it on or not. Shall I put it on? I always get told off because I shove it. I don't have my hair down. So that, yeah, so it is absolutely beautiful, and I put my pom-pom on. So yeah, I'd have to crouch down, wouldn't I? There, can you see? And I got the pom-pom when I went out with the girls, and we went to Blackstreet Walls. And that was one of my purchases. So yeah, absolutely love that. So I've got that yarn left over, so I'm waiting for Lyndsey to release a pattern. Well, I might be asked to test knit it, I don't know. I wonder. And I do have something else for you that I just wanted to pass on. Lyndsey has, let me just get my glasses because I can't see anything. She's put on her stories today, she has put a promotional discount, positive vibes 40%, and you'll be able to get 40% off her patterns. So go and check her stories out. And I think if you've purchased the hat or the socks, I think you get a discount off of one of the other projects, but you'll have to go and have a look. But I thought that was nice, very nice of Lyndsey, and I'll pass that on to you, just in case you haven't knitted it. And then, let me just put everything together, because if I don't, then I'll be in a bit of a tiz and I won't be able to find anything. Right, that's that. That's my beautiful bag that I received from Sarah Amy when I was able to get one of her boxes. I was really lucky to get one of her boxes. Right, let me pause the camera and I'll go and get my other bag. Right, I'm back. So my other test knit was for Shuttermonkey Designs, and it's going to be a free pattern, and it's called Skoosh socks. So it's a Scottish saying. It's supposed to be that these socks are so easy to knit that it's pure Skoosh. I think that's how they pronounce it. So it's just a simple vanilla sock. But oh my word, this pattern is really well written. Like, if you don't know anything about making socks, you can start from this. And my eldest daughter, who is the knitter, my great enabler, and I'm her great enabler, I said to her, you need to get this pattern, and because that's how we learned, and use the DPNs and go from there. I said, and Amanda Clark from Shuttermonkey is releasing another pattern, toe-up socks with DPNs, and to do those. So I was rummaging in my stash, and I'm trying to use as much of my stash as I can this year. If I haven't got the yarn, I've kind of said to myself, you can buy it if it's for a certain project, but try and use as much of your yarn. So I've gone back, I think last month I was test knitting the Sandy Ripple socks for Lauren at Blue Fern Yarns, and I used the West Yorkshire Spinners yarn, the apple. Oh, and I just fell in love with them. I love the hand dyed yarn, but there's something about the West Yorkshire Spinners. So I've knitted these, and these are my toe down socks. Look at the colour. Look on those. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Dead easy, and I think it's just nice, isn't it? Just to have something you just pick up, put down, pick up, put down. No, knit a few rows. Just lovely, especially when you're in between projects. So I have 2 of those. So they're really nice, and I'm really, really pleased with those. So that's another ball out my stash. And I said to Amanda, I really, really enjoyed knitting these, and when your pattern comes out, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to knit it. So she did. She sent me a copy. So thank you very much, and I'm going to knit those as well. So my Rainbow Chronicle socks I showed you for May. They were the green Sandy Ripple, my test knit, plus my Rainbow Chronicle socks. And this got me to thinking that there's so much that I want to knit. I don't think, or I want to make, whether it's knitting, sewing, crocheting, whatever. And while I was about to say while I'm good, for me, I have to have just 2, 3, maybe 4 projects on the go, and then that's enough, because otherwise it's too much, and I would be worried that I wouldn't finish anything and it'd just be sitting in the corner. So this was the skein that I had put to one side for Rainbow Chronicles at the beginning of the year. It's turquoise for June. Look at this from Pigment and Ply. I think that is absolutely lovely. I think it might be turquoise there and there and there. And I showed my daughter the other day and she's like, Mum, she said, that isn't really turquoise. I said, well, it can be my interpretation of turquoise, can't it? She said, let me show you what turquoise looks like. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm taking that out. And there's a method to a madness. I'll take this out and then I have this. Oh, beautiful hand dye. This is by Mrs. Jacks. You can see, look, it's not professionally wound, and if I undo it. 2 years ago, I think it's actually this month, yeah, funny enough, 2 years ago this month, my daughter and I went on, oh, sorry about motorbikes, my daughter and I went on a workshop at Black Sheep Walls, one of the most amazing workshops, and it was with Debbie Tompkins, I'm sure it's Debbie Tompkins. Oh, and she was fab. We had such a good day. I've got some pictures and I'm hoping that I can learn how to sort of put these in and just sort of show you a couple of things. But this is what I dyed. So my daughter, yeah, she was saying to me, this is turquoise, Mum, really. It's coming out a lot deeper, I think, on the camera than what it is in real life. So that's what I dyed. So I thought, right, okay, I want to do the Rainbow Chronicles socks, but I still have 2 pairs of socks on my needles that I haven't finished. I have my, was it Red Admiral's socks to finish, and I have my just vanilla socks, but they're for the, I think it's for the Mary Curie or Queen's Court Hospice. So I thought, right, I don't want to cast any more on, so let's just keep it simple. So I have this, and I think I'm going to knit these. I've not printed out in colour, I think I'll get to the end of my colour. So it's black and white, and this is by Becky Normaz, Becky Norman Designs. And if you go online and have a look, they're really, really colourful. So this is self-striping, and it's got a very simple pattern. So I'm thinking of either doing those, or I'm going to use Amanda from Shuttermonkey Design. I'm going to use her toe-up sock. So I'm supposed to be trying to improve my skills for toe-up. I can do it on Magic Loop, but this pattern is for DPNs. So I'm talking myself into it, aren't I? I'm thinking I'm going to have a go at this. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting to see what I've made, whether it's amazing or a disaster. A disaster, darling. So yeah, and that'd be nice for me to be able to use something that, that I've made. It has really special memories of, just some time I spent with my daughter. We had such fun. She was heavily pregnant with Benjamin. So it's June, the end of June, and he came in September. So that's where I'm up to with my socks. Right, so whips. So I have been working on this cardigan, which when I saw it so it was 2019, I saw this cardigan. That's the detail of the sleeves, and you've got a little bit of detail where the sides meet. And I'd been to Black Sheep Walls, and I bought the Bellissima, and I made my swatch. And I'd gone wrong on the sleeves, I don't quite know what I did. But when I went with the girls last month, I'd seen the Sublime. It's not as red as it's showing up there. So that's the red. I thought, I love red. I'm red cardigan, so I'm going to give it a go, which I've done. And I think I showed you that I had made my swatch and I just started the was it the side? So I've made the back, and it has the detail up the side. So that's my back. It looks massive. It isn't. I must admit the pattern isn't very size inclusive. And it goes up to, I think it's a 42 inch. I've completed both the fronts. So that's my front. My left front. So that's the left front. And that's the right front. So that's all done. Then I've made one sleeve. That as well looks massive. But obviously the armholes are here, and that will take it in. So I'm really happy with how that's progressing. Let's say it isn't a race. It's going to take me some time. It's been hot, and there have been a couple of nights, maybe even 3 nights this last fortnight where it's been so hot I wanted to knit. So that's where I'm up to with that. It has got some buttons on, but I'm not even sure that I'm going to put some buttons on. Yeah, it's got some buttons there. I think I just wanted it as something casual and comfy really to put on and wear well with my jeans. So that's my whip that I'm working on. Oh, and I should have said, I'm really pleased that I've picked that pattern up, because it wasn't me that couldn't knit that. When I did my swatch, and I thought, oh, I'll just start on the sleeve and just see how I go. What had happened is when I was reading the pattern, I wasn't aware of how to use the stitch markers, and they didn't actually say you had to do your increases on the first and last stitch going up the sleeve. And because of the way the pattern is written, I have knitted with a pattern up the sleeve, but it was just the way. If they'd have just said to me I needed to put a stitch in the middle of my work, I would have been off and been away. But also I hadn't read the pattern. I didn't know, so I'm glad that I've picked that up and I've started it, and I know in my mind I can cross it off now. That isn't a pattern I couldn't do. It's a pattern that, yeah, perhaps if I'd had a bit more knowledge, or they had perhaps put your stitch in your middle stitch mark. Yeah, put a stitch marker in your middle stitch, then you would know. So I've been working on this for Benjamin, and again, it isn't complicated. It's a 16-row repeat pattern. So I've done the back and the 2 fronts, so that's coming along lovely, and it looks really nice, really nice. So that's the back, and that's the 2 sleeves. It does seem really thick though, this yarn. It's lovely, really lovely. And this is in Sage, and it's the Bambino, and I was a bit worried that I wouldn't have enough to make the cardigan out of, because he's at the top end of the 200 grams. I'm knitting 2 to 3 because I'm hoping to get a bit of wear out of it. And that's the other front, that way around. I bet so the right way up. So yeah, that's nice, and I think that's quite a neutral colour. Oh, excuse me, being all croaky. And then I think if I cast something on for him again, it's just going to be like plain stocking, variegated. So yes, that's for the little chappy. So they're my 2 whips. Yes. So I haven't got any further with the Toft Monster. As I said before, I'm just very good at talking myself out of it. I think I know what it is. It's the fact that it's hurt my wrists, plus it's just quite chunky, but I've just got to get over it, and I need to sit at the weekend and get some work on that. I've been tagged by the lovely Jeanette from Crafty Clay Creations in the 6 patterns on my bucket list. I was like, oh my word, yeah, so I want to join in that to show you. Yes, I'd like to just share with you what I would like to do. So I know that I'm nearly at the end of my cardigan. I've got to make the sleeve and well, I've got a fair bit to do and all that. So I've got 2, I thought what I would do is I would, rather than choose 6 knitting patterns, I would separate it into knitting, crocheting and a bit of sewing. So I want to knit the dolly cardigan. I can't remember whether I showed you this last time. So this is by Truly Myrtle and it's lovely and it's in 4-ply fingering. So as I think I've been chatting with you that I have been working on my swatch. I can't remember whether I showed you this last time or not. It was ready. It's been sitting on my chair and I've been so good. I haven't touched it. Right. Get the needle off. You pick up and you got everything. Right, so I'm going to use, as for my stash, so I'm going to use the Rowan Superfine, the Rowan Superfine Merino. It's got caught on my pins now. Well, that's not. So here we are. So I've made my swatch and I have blocked it. I haven't pinned down enough. They're okay for blocking but not for showing. So this is just a test for the colour work. It is slightly on the tight side, but I know that I've got to just loosen up my gauge. And I have chosen, well, I did choose the ochre, is that how you pronounce it? Like a dusty pink. And I got this in the sale. It was supposed to be $5.49 and I got it for $2.75. And I also have this plum. I think it's been discontinued. They have brought something else similar. So that's my my swatch. Now, I was kind of always have a white cardigan and a black cardigan, and they go with everything. But fashions change, don't they? And I do like it. But I've got a hankering for, well, a teal, not a turquoise, a teal. And I have got some teal in my stash in this colour. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast this on in the teal. And I quite like a mustard in, but I haven't got any mustache. So I need to just play around with a couple of colours, but that's what I'm going to do. That's my first pattern on my list. And I was using the, is it Likey needles? And these are 3.5. So I was just using those. So they're nice. So that's what I would like to make. So that's my first knitting project. And then I saw something pop up on my Instagram feed. Dawn from Dawn's Days absolutely loves bees. I do too. But you know when you see something you think, oh, my friend would really like that. So I forwarded it to her and I said, what do you think? And it's a shawl and it's called the Humble by Fibre Tails. You just work out just these little bees that go all the way up it. So it's a DK pattern. And I said to her, do you fancy, having a go? So she was like, yeah. So we both got the pattern and we're going to give it a go. We just need to work out a time. Her shoulder's a bit dodgy at the moment, as is, well, Mine is nowhere near as bad as hers. But wouldn't it be fun to knit along with a friend and just sort of see what yarn you've chosen, what colour you've chosen, how you're getting on with it. There's a bit of practicing to do, a bit of swatching and working out how to do the bumblebees. So yeah, so that's something that is on both our lists. What should I do now? Oh, crochet. Let me show you the crochet patterns. Right, I was telling a fib. It's not 2 crochet patterns, it's another knitting pattern and a crochet pattern. I think I can be let off, can't I? I can do what I want as long as it's 6 patterns. So I want to make this. So this is a knitted tiger hat. So this is going to be for our Fred. He's for the end of July, so I've got till July to finish this. Now, I don't know if you're the same as me, but I have bought a lot in the past, and I've kind of bought with a project in mind, and I also see something and I think, oh, I've got just the yarn for this, which I thought I had. I've got it in my head that it was a chunky. So I've got Starcraft in the copper. I've got those 2. But this is Rowan Tweed. Now I think I've got something like that upstairs in my stash. You can find it? No. So I've put it somewhere safe. So safe, can't find it. But that's what I want to have a go at and make for Fred, and that is just so cute. So that's the idea. That's some yarn, but it's different weight. But I will have a look and see if I can find that yarn that I've lost. I only had a quick look. And then my first crochet project that wants knits up, my 4th pattern is going to be another monster. Obviously I can't start this until I've finished Alf's monster, so I need to get that finished. The head and body are complete, the legs are complete, one of the arms is complete with the claw, so I need to make the other claw, and then I need to tackle sewing those on, and then the head. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So I'm thinking for Fred, I'll do something, it's going to be Aaron. I think I showed you this picture before. Sitting on the shelf. Should have marked it, sorry. So Alfie's, and I must admit, Alfie's is going to be enormous because it's chunky and it's a lot bigger than what I thought, and that's put me up as well. As long as he's happy, then that's fine. I'm not going to make another one. Unless Fred says to me, come on, maybe one, and then I'll be, oh, okay, darling. So it's going to be about that size. So we will see. And the yarn that I have, I bought this 2017 I think, so that's, to me that's old stash. I don't think I go back, I don't know, 15, maybe 15, 16, I've got a little bit left, but I've got this, and all it is hold it up the right way for the start, and it's Robin Aaron Wolf Wool. And it's 75% acrylic, 25% wool. Makes 100. I'm slow today. But it's for a child, and it's going to need to be washed if we can prise it off of Fred. So that's the main body, and then it's going to be an Aaron, a black Aaron. And this is what I was hoping to make. This one, I think. That would be nice for Fred. So just nice and simple. So I aim to make that, and that's got to be ready at the end of July. I'm going to be busy, aren't I? Right, and then I've got 2 sewing projects I want to share with you. Right, one simple. The other, yeah, I think it's fairly simple. Just I haven't used that particular type of fabric before. So I would like to make a pin pendant, and I've got quite a few pins that I would like to hang up. That's from Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit, which was designed by her son. This is what I received in my box last month from So Raimi, because I'm now officially a plant lady. And then I've got some material. I'll just need a bit of cotton. This will be where I pin my badges on. And then I'll need a bit of material just for the top. And then I've got my rod to just slip through. And I've been wanting to make one of these for the last couple of years, and I just haven't got around to it. So I think put it on your list, and I don't want to have too long a list. So I'll put this on the list, and hopefully that will be done. The next and final object I want to talk to you about is I want to make a quilt for Fred. He didn't get one for his birthday last year. It was the year before, so I think he deserves a quilt. This is the only child that in the summer we'll get a quilt, we'll get a knitted hat. He got a jumper last year. So I've laid the fabric out on the floor, so I'll take you over and I will talk to you. Beg your pardon. I will share my choice of fabric, and we'll have a look at that together. This is the fabric that I have chosen for Fred, and it's about a metre and a bit. And I bought this when I was at the Knitting and Stitching show in 2018, and I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's about London, and you've got the zoo, and you've got the animals, and I think he was just getting into The Tiger Came to Tea. And I just love it. It looks like somebody has just created all these beautiful watercolours, like just painted. Somebody, flying a kite, riding a bike. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, and this is like a linen fabric that you would use for a pair of curtains. So this is going to be a decorative quilt, really. So my idea is that my method of quilting is going to be sort of free motion, and I think I'm going to go round some buildings, maybe kind of like go around the bus, go around the elephant kind of thing, maybe pick some of the tiger out. So yes, that's what I'm thinking of at the moment. I don't know what I'm going to bind it with yet. I'll just show you the fabric that's going to be on the back. So to back it, I found in my stash, this is why we have stashes and they're so important. I knew that I had it, but I hadn't really thought about using this. And I've used it on my baby quilt that I'm making. I'm hoping to share that with you next time. So this green, I did want orange because of the tiger element, because he's got his tiger hat as well. But for some reason I've got a large piece and I've just cut out the middle of it. I made Alfie a fox costume for World Book Day years ago when he was about 3 at nursery, 3 or 4. So I think that's what I used it for. But I've got the green. I was really pleased how it's quilted up on the baby quilt, so I'm going to use that. So they are my 6 patterns that I would like to make. So some I'm going to start, some are going to be finished hopefully at the end of July, and maybe a couple going to be sort of ongoing. So to do this challenge I have to nominate 3 other podcasters. So, or 3, yeah, I think 3 people. So I'm going to nominate, and I have spoken to these people and I have said that is fine. That is fine. So I'm going to nominate the Faithful Sheep Crafts. I've spoken to her. Yep, she's up for that. She's gonna have a go. And my Yarny Corner, Alex, she's going to have a go as well. So that's good. She's going to go and have a look at some projects. And Amanda from Little Lilac. So we're going to have, yeah, that'll be really fun to join in and see all the different makes. And I think there is a hashtag as well, and it's hashtag 6 patterns on my bucket list. And I think people are changing it slightly. I think somebody started it and it was going to be all crochet, but I think people are doing like little bits and pieces, so which will be good. So yeah, so watch this space. That should be fun. I think I've just realised I should have been looking at the camera over there. I've been looking at you directly, so apologies if you think I'm not making eye contact. I'm sorry. Okay, sharing the love. Who have I got for you today? I've got a podcaster that I think she started last year, and you probably know her. I've watched her, and I've just spent the last sort of 2-3 weeks watching all her back episodes. Oh, excuse me. Oh, do apologise. It's Bex Creates, and she is the sister of Bird Street Yarns, and she's lovely, really, really lovely. She's got a bit of a problem with her hips. She's waiting for an operation. She's had an operation in the past, but I think she's really, really suffered, pain. She's a teacher, and I think she's like off long-term sick at the moment because she's just such an agonising pain. So she's like a keen crafter. I think she knits and crochets. She's really into socks, and she's released some sock patterns which are lovely. So I think I have all of them, and I would like to have a go at making those. Oh, excuse me. So if you go over and watch her video, on her last video, she gives the her podcast audience a discount. So I'm not going to give it to you. You need to go over and have a look, and she will give you that. I've given you the discount code for Lyndsey, haven't I, for Stitch Create Love. So yeah, go over, have a look, tell her where you come from, and I hope that you enjoy her. She's lovely, really, really lovely. Right. Oh. So finished. So hopefully I'm under the hour. And I've been thinking about this, and I'm hoping that maybe if I show you less, then I won't feel under pressure to have something to show you that it is okay to have progression. So if I'm making a garment, beg your pardon. And to do that would be lovely. So I think when we spoke last, I was looking forward to going out to lunch with both my daughters and my husband. So I think we were going 17th of May. I think we were allowed, weren't we? So we did. We went. Unfortunately, my eldest daughter wasn't very well and has not been well for the last 3 weeks. She's been really poorly, and bless her, she was so convinced that she might have had COVID. She was really, really poorly, but she did 3 tests. 2, I think, the test at home, and then there's another test that you can send off for that's a bit more informative. But no, she didn't have it. She just had a really nasty viral infection. But her darling little son had one, which he gave to everybody, as they do. And I think she gave it back to him, and he gave it back to her, and that's why it carried on. So I didn't have lunch with her. I think we were supposed to have a knitting day. That didn't happen. But I was just more concerned with the fact that she was poorly. So what else have I done? I have had family. To me is really important. I only have a very small family, and when I was growing up, my grandparents were really, really important to me, and I really enjoyed the time that I spent with them, and I kind of want that relationship with my grandchildren. And this year, like a lot of us, has been really hard. That while I'm very, very grateful for a lot of things, that we haven't had it in our family, that everybody has been safe, that we've had FaceTime, Zoom, all that kind of stuff, and I've sort of seen them. Saw them in the park last year when we were allowed. We saw them at Easter when we have seen since been allowed in the garden, and that's been fine. But we had Fred. My youngest daughter has 2, so it's her youngest, so he's our middle one. Without fear, I had lots of one-to-one time with him, and it was absolutely brilliant. Fred come along, and he was kind of in the car, out of the car. I did all that kind of thing, taking Alfie here, taking Alfie there, and Fred kind of just had to sort of come along, really, not one-to-one time with him, like a quality one-to-one time. He was poorly as well. He had this thing in his throat, so he's breathing. You know, we had to be careful with his breathing and what he was eating and all that kind of thing. So it wasn't as easy to have him. So yeah, I had him a couple of weeks ago for a few hours, and do you know what, it was just bliss. Must be I've been upset. We have been a bit upset a couple of times, my husband and I, because he's kind of not known us in the sense of he knows who we are, but just to be with us and hang out with us. So we had that time with him, and it was brilliant. It was really, really lovely. And oh my God, yeah, he was doing had all the toys out, and he was jigsaws. That's his thing, and he had loads of them. Alfie wasn't really interested, so yeah, I got a really beautiful shot on the table where he was just doing jigsaw after jigsaw, and he was just lovely, just lovely. And then last week when the kids were on half term, I looked after Alfie. We had him for this part of the day. Normally I'd have him overnight, but we didn't, and that was lovely, really nice. And we just hung out and chilled, and I can't remember what we did, but it was just lovely just to be together. I think we went on a walk and all that kind of thing. And then this weekend just gone, we had the boys to stay for the first time since about June last year. They stayed with us for about 10-11 weeks in the first lockdown, and Alfie would stay with me regularly once a week. And I know he's getting older now, but yeah, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. We had pizza out of the box, which is Alfie's favourite thing to have. I can't really stand pizza. My husband loves it, but we ordered the pizza. The little one, oh bless her, we ordered him a pizza for himself, not expecting him to finish, which he didn't, and it was fine. But he had his. Alfie had his, and I asked Alfie to get the cutlery. I must be the only person that eats a pizza with cutlery. And not my hands. And he just looked at me, his face fell, and he just said to me, "Come on, I want to eat it with my hands." I'm like, "Oh, all right, lovely, all right." And then we went in the family room, watched a movie, and it was lovely. Yeah, they stayed over. So we were knackered by the Sunday. They were as good as gold, they really were, and they weren't hard work at all. But we're just not used to it. I don't know whether you're the same when you like meet people, you have a conversation, or you have somebody round. We go around to visit somebody. It's just hard work. And then today, yeah, I've had my injection and a lovely cuddle from my mum. So yeah, that's lovely. But we're still cautious. And we've got Father's Day, I think next week, isn't it? And I think we're just going to be here. I don't think my stepson's going to come home. It's a long way for him to come. And I think my daughter and her husband, they'll just be at their house. I think the boys will be with their dad, so I think we'll just be quiet this year, and that's fine. We're fine. So I hope that you're all okay, that you are enjoying some of the lifted restrictions, that you're still being careful, and that you're still being safe. And I know what I was going to do. Oh, crumbs. What am I like? Yeah, because I realised that we had, I realised I got 600, over 600 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was going to do something when I sort of thought, well, when I reach 500, I kind of reached 500 and then went straight up to like 600. So, yeah, should we have a giveaway? Should we just do a giveaway? I want to do something quite easy, in the sense of I've sent the prizes off for the mail. I'm still waiting to hear from one lady from her address, so she needs to let me know. And if I don't hear by the next one podcast, I'll just add it back into the box. But yeah, let's do a couple of patterns. I was thinking a couple of the ladies lived overseas. They lived sort of America and Canada. And while I haven't got a problem in honouring what I said, I'm just thinking, I'm just trying to be really, really environmentally friendly, and I'm wondering whether it would be better in some respects sometimes just to give a pattern away, because that's what I've been doing since Christmas. I've just gifted a couple of patterns, and that's been really nice. I gifted Dawn. She's had a bit of a hard time. It'd been a lot of pain with the shoulder and whatever. So I just said to her, "What's your have you seen this pattern? Do you like it?" She's like, "Oh yeah. What's your Ravelry name?" And she told me, because I couldn't quite find her. I said, "Oh, check your basket," or whatever you have to do. And she was made up. We've just been laughing over that, and we're going to have this project. So yeah, let's have a pattern giveaway. Do you know what? Should we have two? Should we have two? Yeah, have 2 pattern giveaways. I don't know, up to about £5-6 each. So what I would like you to tell me is where you are in the world and what craft you like to do. That's all you got to do. I'd like to find out something about you. Yeah, should we do that? 2. So 2 pattern giveaways. Tell me where you are in the world and what you like to craft, and that would be really nice. I'd like to know that about you, because you obviously know a bit about me if you come and spend some time with me. And I think on that note, we are done. So hopefully it is under the hour. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah. So okay, my lovies. Yeah, time to go. I've got to go and take this dress off, put the hair up because I'm hot. I'm going to put my nightie, my granny nightie on. That's a lovely image, isn't it? To leave you with. Oh, can you hear me? It's really gone on my chest. Yeah, my hay fever. I'm in my throat. So, yeah. So stay safe, and I look forward to having your company again. I look forward to learning and some information about yourself. Don't forget the man. And I think that's it. So, okay, stay safe. Bye.